guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about all the books I read in January. Now, I know in my December wrap-up video I said that 9 was a lot because of Christmas break and all of that, but somehow in the month of January we read 8 books. So, not sure how that happened, I guess because January always seems like it is such a long month. So, let's get into it. The first book I read this month was If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy, and this is a part of the Meant to Be series. There's another book in this series that I will be reading in February, so stay tuned for that. This book is a Cinderella retelling. It is about a girl named Cindy who loves shoes, and she went to college to design shoes. This takes place right after she graduates college. She goes back to live with her stepmom and step-siblings. Her stepmother is the host of a Bachelor-like reality television show where then Cindy then gets put onto that show. So this actually was a really cute book. I liked how it was a Cinderella retelling, but like her stepmom was nice, her stepsisters were nice. It wasn't the whole, we're gonna be mean to this poor little girl. It was more a nice, normal family dynamic going on. And so she gets put on this reality television show. She meets the guy. There's all this drama. It's fantastic. I flew through this book. It's a short one. It's only about 300 pages. So I rated this one a 4 out of 5 stars. And like I said, it was super easy, super cute little romance book to start off the month. So Isaac and I, over break, we went and we got library cards for the Muncie Public Library, and we found out that there are 2 libraries in the town of Muncie, and it is fantastic because there are just so many possibilities. So the next few books are books that I got from the library that I don't have with me now because I returned them and got more, and it's a whole thing, and it's fantastic. So I went through a phase where I know it's January and I know it's snowing outside and I know summer's very far away, but I went through a phase where I read summer romance novels. The first one I read was called Love on Beach Avenue by Jennifer Probst, and this one I actually had to DNF, meaning did not finish. Bummer. I got about 60 pages into it and the story was going nowhere. I knew the characters, I knew a little bit of them, but it just, the same 60 pages felt like it could have been condensed into 10. And I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. So I DNF'd it, I put it down, I did not pick it back up, and I returned it to the library. Thankfully, it was a library book and not one I had bought. Then I picked up It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I loved this book. I rated it, sorry, I keep looking down. I have my little reading journal with all my notes in here, so that's why I keep looking down. I rated this one 4.5 stars. It was so cute. I loved this book. It was very spicy. It was about Piper and Brendan, and Piper is this rich, fancy, socialite girl from LA. Brendan lives in a small town, Washington State, I think. And Piper and her sister have to travel to this town where they have some old family connections. The small town romance. I love small town romances, small town feel, the spice, the everything. It made me happy. And it was a beachy read in January, and it was nice. And then after that book, I had to go to the next one in the series, Hook, Line, and Sinker, also by Tessa Bailey. This one I didn't like as much as It Happened One Summer, but I still rated this one a 4 star. It was about Piper's sister Hannah and then Fox, and this one was a little more unconventional than a normal romance book. In my opinion, at least. Hannah and Fox's relationship, they started off as friends. It was friends to lovers. And there was just so much trauma, backstory, stuff. We'll say stuff going on with Fox. It was still good, but I liked It Happened One Summer a lot better. After that one, I read The Fixer-Upper by Lauren Forsythe. This was her debut novel, I believe. It was slow in the beginning, but it picked up a lot towards the end. It was a childhood's friends to enemies to lovers, which is one of my favorite tropes. I rated this a 4 star. This one was about... I forget her name now. I don't know. See, this is the problem with library books, too, is I remember reading them, but I don't remember the characters' names now. The guy's name was Dylan, I believe. And the girl's name was something. I cannot remember. and I did not write it down. But anyway, she and a couple of her friends / co-workers start this fixer-upper business where they go around and they help women who are struggling in their relationships, and they fix the man for them. The whole premise is that a celebrity, or really an influencer, wants to help with her relationship, and the guy in this relationship is main girl's childhood best friend, but they had a falling out, they became enemies, and there was a whole thing. So she's trying to navigate trying to fix him for the influencer while also trying to come to terms with her feelings for him and what that means for their future. And it's very cute. Again, the end picked up so much, and I flew through this one as well. This one was a short one, only less than 300 pages. There was no spice at all in this book, in case you're wondering. Then I read on my iPad Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. And if you remember back in December, I read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. And Mr. Wrong Number is one of her adult novels. It is about Olivia and Colin. Colin is best friends with Olivia's brother, if that made sense. Brother's best friend. Olivia has all this terrible stuff happen to her in the span of like 24 hours, right? And so she has to go move in with Colin and her brother. And during this time, she's also texting this wrong number person, right? So she has two different things going on at the same time, and it's just so cute. It's so fun. Their banter is great. There's a little bit of spice in it, lots of twists, lots of turns. I honestly, I didn't know it was going to happen until the very end of it, which I love. I rated this a 5-star read. Again, I loved this book. This is, I think, my favorite book from January. Then I read Keeping the Mood by Sarah Dessen, and this is a young adult romance coming of age novel. I actually read this way back a long time ago, like 15 years ago. I know that seems like a long time ago, but I loved Sarah Dessen when I was in middle school and high school. She was still one of my favorite authors, and I just never reread it, and all her other ones I think I have, except for this one. So I thought, I saw it at the library, I said, why not? This one is not my favorite Sarah Dessen book. I rated this one a 3-star. Like I said, just a little cute coming of age. All of her books, you know, she has a deeper theme going on, and then the little romance and family stuff blooms around it. Not my favorite, but it was good to reread it. And then the last book I read in January was My Summer Darlings by Cobb. And this was my thriller for the month. Remember, I said I was going to read more thrillers, and I did. I absolutely loved this one. I gave this one a 4.25 stars. This one, it had lots of twists. In my mind, there were 2 big reveals. I saw one of them coming. I did not see the other one coming, so that's why it's a 4.25. I thought that this was a good thriller, a good start to my thriller phase. I do want to read The Hunting Wives by Cobb as well, eventually. This did keep me entertained the whole time. There were times I did not want to put it down. Just wanted to keep reading to see what would happen, how this all would end. And so those are all of the books I read in the month of January. I read, 8 books total, and they were all pretty good reads. Except the one that I did not finish. The ones I actually did read were all great reads, and I really, really, really enjoyed reading them. Alright, now, moving on to February. I don't do a, monthly TBR like some people do, just because I am so much of a mood reader, and when I'm in the mood to read a certain book, I will read that book. But I thought it would be fun, since I have been on so many hauls recently, and because I have so many books on my shelves that I have not read yet, I went ahead and I put on little pieces of paper all of my books on my shelves, on my 3 different shelves, that I have not read yet. So I thought it would be fun to pick one of these, couple of these each month, and hopefully find time to read it, and then to mark some more books off of my physical to-be-read list. So since I have a couple books that I want to read for a video in February, I'm going to start off with just picking one book out of our mug, and we'll see what it is. So let's go ahead, we'll mix them all up. Alright, we have it. This is it. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? Like, I want to read all these books. I wouldn't have bought them if I don't want to read them. Remember, so let's unwrap it. Let's see what it is. All right, 500 Miles from You by Jenny Colgan, which is actually right here. I got this one for my mom for Christmas, so it's exciting, right? I get to read it. Let's see what it's about. It is about Lisa. Ooh, and she lives in London. That'll be fun. She's struggling with some mental illnesses, it looks like. Oh, it looks like she and another person will be switching places. So she gets to experience small town life, and her counterpart gets to experience big city life in London. So that will be fun. So we will see if we get to this in February and what I rate it. So thank you once again for watching my channel. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you do on YouTube. I still don't know. I should know, shouldn't I? But I still don't know. So do all of that, please. I hope you enjoyed my January reading wrap-up. I'd love to hear down in the comments what you read in January or what you are looking forward to reading in the coming months. Hope that you continue reading because I know I am. Thank you for watching. Nessie Reads.